I'm gonna say it again. Oh my God. That is so good. That is delicious. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm going to be making my all-time favorite that I always loved to have but could never have because it was so high in carbs, chocolate cake. Not only am I making chocolate cake, but I'm also making chocolate icing to add to that chocolate cake. And each slice of this chocolate cake has only 2.5 grams of carbs. That's it. It's guilt-free, it's delicious, and I'm gonna show you the recipe to this cake. So stick around and we're gonna get to that recipe. First thing we need to do is turn on your oven and preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. You will also need a mixer for this recipe as it just smooths out all of the ingredients that we're going to be using today. The ingredients that we will be using is 1.5 cups of fine almond flour, 1/4 of a cup plus 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 2¼ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/3 of a cup of milk of your choice, 3 eggs, 1/3 of a cup of granulated erythritol, and 1.5 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract. Another ingredient that I use is 1 teaspoon of instant coffee. It just enhances the flavor of the chocolate and makes the chocolate a lot richer. What I like to do first is to add all of the dry ingredients together and mix them in the mixer so we can just get out all the little clumps and stuff that are in the ingredients. So let's get started with that. I'm going to add the almond flour, 1.5 cups. I'm also going to add the baking powder and salt. I'm going to add the sugar. And I'm also going to add the cocoa powder. I might as well also add the coffee as well. So let's get this mixer turned on and just mix it together. Just check on this. You see a few clumps. See, it sometimes just doesn't seem to get in there. And I'm just going to do another quick mix, and then I will add the wet ingredients. Okay, I think it's time to add the wet ingredients. I'm going to turn this on low, and I'm going to add the milk first. So let's add that 1/3 of a cup of milk. There. Also gonna now add the eggs. Try and add it one at a time if I can. Let me see if I can just one. I'm gonna turn this up a bit. I hope you can hear me. So, last one. Turn this up a bit. Now at this point, I'm actually going to turn this off and get my spatula because I can see the ingredients on the side are not getting to the mixer blade. So I'm just going to do this. So 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just going to use my eyes. I don't mind putting more vanilla because I love the flavor. So let's just add that in. 1/2. And give that a good mix. clean the sides from time to time. And then I will bring you back, and so we can put this in the pan so we'll start baking. So what I have here is an 8-inch tin cake pan. And what I like to do is, even though it is nonstick, I do still like to spray it with my extra virgin coconut oil. Do the sides as well. And put some baking paper in there as well. Just an added measure so nothing sticks to the bottom of the pan. And we can go ahead and start pouring this batter in to the cake tin. Let's just get all of that chocolate batter into the cake tin. Don't want to waste any of it. I got this tip on YouTube, and she said, so that your cake stays flat as it's baking, just put another bit of baking paper on top of the batter and let it bake. Maybe that allows the heat to distribute evenly. So I'm gonna try that and see how it goes. It actually will be the first time I try it, and if it works, oh my God, that would be fantastic, because normally my cakes go into like a mountain sort of mode. And I sort of cut that bit off to make it flat, and I eat it still. I still eat it, I don't waste it. But it would be nice for it to just be able to be flat when it's actually finished baking. So why don't we try this theory, and let's just see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. But we might as well just try and give it a go. So let's get this cake into the oven and allow it to bake. Now we're going to bake it for, let's start, again, it depends on your oven, but I'm going to start with 15 minutes. On 175 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to do the toothpick test, and if it all looks clean, great. If not, I'll continue checking it for maybe like every 2 to 3 minutes and doing the toothpick test just to be sure. I don't want it to be overcooked, but I also don't want it to be undercooked. That took 15 minutes, and I left it in the oven for like another minute just to let it set a bit more. I mean, it was pretty well set anyway. So let's go grab this cake, and let's see if that baking paper trick worked to keep it flat. All right, here we go. Let's take this off. All right, well, it's not as flat as I really wanted it to be. Let's see that. There, it's still a little bit, now it could be my oven, I don't know. But there you have it. That is the cake. And it didn't work, that flatness. I do like it when it's flat because it's just easier to decorate. Put the icing on, it just looks nicer, I guess. So if anyone has any recommendations as to how to keep your cake flat while it's baking, please let me know. Put some comments below. I'm really interested because that's something I really would like to have my cakes is flat. Okay, so what we'll do now is we're gonna let this just cool down for like 30 minutes to an hour, maybe slightly longer. And then I will bring you back and I will show you my guilt-free chocolate icing that is only 1 gram of carbs. Very excited. Well, the cake has cooled down now, and let me show you what it looks like, and I have an idea. So I'm just gonna run it past you and I'm gonna give it a go. So here's the cake. I'm just gonna bring the camera down. And there you go, that's the cake, and you can see it's still not flat. I didn't cut it to make it look flat because a lot of the cake would disappear if that's the case. But what I thought I would do is, I think I'm going to turn it upside down and see what happens. I'm just going to turn it upside down. And then if you look at it, hey, voila, it's flat. I mean, it's possible. Because it's such a small cake, it's doable. So let's just move this aside. And I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm using today. Now, I have this, and this is in Australia, and I don't know if you can get this in the US, but basically this is icing sugar that's made from the stevia leaf. So it's all natural, and it even says like 1 calorie per tablespoon. So it's really great. It doesn't have any carbs either. It's just like 0.1 of a gram of carbs or something like that per serve. So it's fantastic. I'm using this. What we need is 1 cup of the icing sugar. We need 1/4 cup of not melted but room temperature butter. I have 1/4 cup of chocolate cocoa, and just in case the icing is not soft enough, we have some milk, like 2 tablespoons, just to use it if we need to. We may not. So let's try out these ingredients together. I also have one of these mixers that I'm going to mix the icing in, so it just smooths all the clumps out. Like you can see there's like clumps in the cocoa and so on. Let's get this cocoa in first. I'm going to actually just quickly use a fork and just blend it all in. I'm going to add the butter. Now, I'm just going to use a spatula to get this butter out. That's quite a bit of butter. So let's just get that butter out. Okay. Now, just gonna, again, blend it just a bit with the fork. So don't want things to splatter as I use that mixer. It does look like we are going to need some milk. So let's just add a bit of milk, a little bit at a time. And again, if it doesn't look like that's enough milk, you can still add more, you know. Look at that. It's starting to come together, right? And I do think that that could be enough. So what I'm going to do now is get this mixer and start mixing it and to smooth all the clumps out. Everything is blended. Fantastic. So we just got our spatula. Just grab that chocolate and take it out of this blender. You could probably use something else that's not going to get stuck in the blades. We have a look. That looks pretty good. That's blended, and I reckon that is the consistency that we need for the cake. Okay, the verdict. Let's try this cake and see how it tastes. Well, straight away I can tell you it's really moist. Now I'm just looking at, I did 8 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm looking at, I did half that, and then there you go. That is one slice of cake with only 2.5 grams of carbs. And look how moist that is. Can you see? That looks amazing. Okay, so far look great. Now I'm going to try it. So if you have a look, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? That looks really moist. That's not overcooked, you can tell, because it's still, has a little bit of, wetness there, but it's not, it's perfect. It's perfect. All right, let's give this a go. Here we go. I'm gonna say it again. Oh my God. That is so good. That is delicious. Can't even tell. The texture is great. It does not even feel like you're having almond flour. It's like normal cake. So the texture is amazing. It's sweet enough. I have to say, it is sweet enough. And the reason why I say it's sweet enough is the icing makes it sweet. The cake is still sweet, but I didn't put that much sugar in. So if you wanted the cake to be slightly sweeter, just double the sugar. I really think you should give it a go. It's delicious. And yeah, there are a few extra ingredients to this recipe, but it's not that difficult to make. It's quite simple. I think you gotta try this, because if you're looking for another substitute for your sweet tooth, this is it. Chocolate cake. Can't go wrong with chocolate cake. It's the best. So thank you so much. If you enjoyed this vlog and you want to see more of these keto style recipes that are low carb, that are guilt-free, and that are delicious, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. And also, please comment below and let me know if there's any recommendations of other types of meals that you would like me to make. It doesn't necessarily have to be sweet. And until next time, I'll see you again soon. Bye.